show. Glasgow was the place to go. The motto of the tower was football's prize. England sent four of the best that didn't meet with much success, 'cause the trophy ended up in paradise. And they gave us James McGrory and Paul Minstay. They gave us Dunstan, Tully, Murdoch, Cole and Hay.
Just 4 games to go in the Premiership, but today's match is the only one Brendan Rodgers and his players are thinking about. And it won't be easy. Hearts have been a thorn in Celtic's side this season, but the boys don't need any more motivation than the potential glory that could be just around the corner. A win today would take us a big step forward in retaining that cinched Premiership title. 90 plus minutes of pulsating drama coming your way. Stephen Naismith's side have had the upper hand on 2 occasions against Celtic already this season. The team that only seems to play poorly against one particular opposition will be going into this game with confidence. But Celtic are at full strength and couldn't be in a better position as they look to put that record straight today. Kick-off is just 30 minutes away. Yes, a very warm welcome to you and to this live Celtic TV coverage of the cinched Premiership match between Celtic and Hearts. It's a 3 o'clock kick-off local time. Thankfully, it's not as windy as it was when we were last here with that game against St Mirren. Peter Grant is alongside me for this one. Peter, how much are you looking forward to this one? Do you feel the pressure beginning to rise a little bit as the season's end gets closer?
Always does when you're in this situation, but I'm really looking forward to it because the last time we played here against Hearts, I thought it was the poorest 90 minutes we had, to be fair, all season. And I'm hoping that the boys are going to respond to that and put in a performance. We've got boys back fit now. I think that's vital. And you can see that in the change of dynamic within the group, even when you're bringing players on that are affecting the game. And I think at that part of the season we weren't able to do that. So hopefully that's going to be the case and get 3 points and put that extra pressure on for the game tomorrow.
It's great that at this stage of the season, Celtic do not have any injuries in the squad, which could be massive. And when we look at the starting 11 and look at the strength of the bench as well, again, it just gives you that confidence. James Forrest retains his place in the starting 11. In fact, it's exactly the same starting 11 that won up at Dens Park. The only change is on the bench, and look at that, Daisen Maeda. He is an absolute machine, back from what looked like being a season-ending injury, unfortunately for young Daniel Kelly, who makes way for Daisen Maeda. Peter?
No, as you say, the managers went with the team who I thought in the first half last week were excellent. I thought the 2 wide players started the game very well. Then I thought we started to crowd them out a little bit. I think we give them the ball as early as we possibly can do, get the balls in the box, put Hearts under pressure. They'll be coming here thinking we'll be strong defensively. So you have to get by them quickly. And I feel as if we slow build up from the back and play square passes, Hearts are happy at that. But if we can get it to James Forrest and Nicholas Kuhn early in the game, which I think we did early in the game last week, and we give it 3 or 4 chances then, and hopefully we can do that today again. But I'm very pleased to see Maeda back in the group as well. So, and that shows you the character he's got. Never mind anything else, the character he's got. And I think that's where everybody responds to his energy and enthusiasm along with his ability.
Following Hearts this season, you would think they're a one-man team, but when that player is a striker and he bangs in the goals, like Lawrence Shankland has done this season, there's absolutely no doubt, Peter, he will be the man that Celtic have to stop this afternoon.
He's got a great knack of finding space in the box, and that's what you talk about good strikers. They always find that space. People were talking about him with Celtic and Rangers early in the season, around about this Christmas time, about buying him. He could play there because he knows he can put the ball in the back of the net. His big improvement to his game, and I think he'll play a little bit deeper today. His link play's been a lot better. I used to think the ball bounced off him quite a lot, and I think his link play now allows Vargas's pace, and I think that's what Naismith will be looking at. Drop Shankland a little bit deeper, because they know as soon as he lays it off, he gets in the box. He's got that hunger and desire to get in the box. But the pace of Vargas is something we'll have to be careful of as well. OK, he's only had 5 goals this season. He's not played a lot of games. But Shankland, as you say, in the box, if anything drops through, he's got a great desire to score goals, and you've always got to be aware of that as defenders. Every
game feels like a cup final, even though we've got one coming up on the 25th of May. It felt like that at Dens Park when Celtic went there in the last game. James Forrest, the hero in the end. A little bit of squeaky bum time towards the end after the Adamida own goal, but it was all about getting the 3 points.
Absolutely.
Wasn't it?
I don't know if this is a good or a bad touch from Kyogo, but it's a wonderful,
great touch.
a wonderful finish for James, and he's been remarkable in his performances in the last few weeks when he's played. And I can understand maybe the manager thinks it's maybe better to start him, but even at the goal here, he wins the ball back. But the important thing was a quick pass from Hatate. He done that earlier in the game in the first half and got the goal. But you see, he just passes it. There you go. There's an opportunity. You don't get time, but gets his luck. But finishes it exceptionally well because it's between the keeper's legs. And he's been a godsend in this period. And I think we spoke about it earlier. It's nice to see a wide player scoring goals. I think that Celtic have always had wingers that chipped him a lot of goals throughout the season, even though the goal scorers have maybe had 20 to 30 goals. The wide players have always got 10 to 15, and it's nice to see James doing that with the little time he's had on the pitch.
We know Hearts will bring a noisy travelling support as well. What have you made of Stephen Naismith's tenure so far as Hearts manager?
Well, I was critical of him at the start of the season, I must admit, because I didn't know who the manager was, and I thought they handled that situation really poorly. But I've got to give him great credit for the way he's bounced back and the way he's balanced his team. We still think we've got to see the big games. He talked about he was going to do this, that and the next thing at the semi-final, and they never turned up, to be perfectly honest with you. But with the players they have and the experience they've got round about the group, we have to be aware of it. You know, it's a massive game for us as well. And I always loved beating Hearts, you know, because I always used to call them Rangers reserves. There was that many ex-Rangers played for them. So we used to love beating Hearts. It was one of these games, but there was a top side at that particular time when we played. But to be fair to Stephen Naismith, I think he's balanced that group very, very well, and they've got a goal scorer.
There's a member of the Forrest family on both sides this afternoon. Alan Forrest on the bench for Hearts. But the man of the moment for Celtic is, of course, James Forrest. Back in the starting lineup, back amongst the goals. The man who's been in the first team for 14 years could be the man to separate the sides this afternoon. He doesn't like interviews, does James, but I managed to convince him to speak to me at Lennoxtown this week. James, congratulations on your current form. You're the man of the moment after your Cup semi-final goal and your 2 goals against Dundee. Can you put that down to anything?
No, I think since I've maybe been back in the squad the last 5-6 weeks, I've just really enjoyed it. Been back helping the team. It's an important part of the season as well. So I think it's taken everyone from the starters to the players on the bench, and I think it's a tight group, and you see that over the last few weeks as well.
How important was it for you to not just get back into the team, into the squad, but to start contributing with goals as well? Because I think we can see it in your face, in your celebrations, just how much it means to you.
Yeah, I think it always does as a Celtic player. Like every game's always so much pressure, and I think even as an attacking player, I think if you come on, I think you're always expected to do something. Like that's always what I know like throughout the year. So no, I've been delighted with impact lately, and hopefully I can carry that on like the remaining games. You
very much like to do your talking on the pitch. I know talking like this you don't feel particularly comfortable with. You don't seem to quite like the celebrations at full time as well. I saw at the weekend the players and the gaffer trying to get you to celebrate in front of the team. Is that not your thing either?
No, boys have always done it over the years, and I think it's good. I think the fans like when the boys do it, but I've always just been wanting to stay at the back and just let the boys get on with it. And I thought the gaffer was going to make me dance at the weekend, but it's not for me that. But as I said, that I love when you play for Celtic, you score the goals, you feel unbelievable. But no, I'll let the other boys do the dancing.
Can you believe it? 2010, when you made your Celtic debut, do the goals still mean the same to you, despite the fact you've scored over 100 now?
I'd actually say maybe the last couple of years, like you didn't take it for granted when you were younger, but maybe just like you think about it when you're a bit older, you just realise like how hard it is, like like playing for Celtic, like staying here for so long, like come through the academy. I think you realise when you're a bit older, like how difficult it is. So and staying there as well. So you always need to be at it. And I think the last couple of years, like since we got a bit older and like change of managers and stuff like that as well, that you're always still in about it with, in the squad and the team. And no, I think every time you play is tremendous. It's a great feeling, and obviously scoring and making an impact, there's no quite a feeling like it.
Yeah, is it the fact then that they ironically mean more to you at this stage?
Aye, I'd say so. I think like obviously the amount of big games that you've played for Celtic over the years, like semi-finals, finals, like Rangers games, they always mean a lot. But I do think maybe because I do think about it more, I think it's you do realise like it is a massive achievement, it is really good, and I think it does mean a lot. Aye.
You've been down this road so many times with Celtic title run-ins like this. You're no stranger to them. How much are you looking forward to the games that are left, knowing that you are hitting top form?
No, I think it's a Celtic player like that. It's always the games that you want. You want to be playing at Hampden. You want to be playing against Rangers, and it's been like that for years. And I think like maybe new boys in the squad that haven't experienced it as well, but they'll be looking forward to it as well. And I think we've got a good balance in the squad. Like new players that have been here the last couple of years. We've had a lot of success, and as I said, new signings, and then players that have been here for even longer. So no, I do think it is a good balance, and I think everyone's ready to go the last few games.
Walk through the corridors of time as we uncover the legacy and legends of Celtic Football Club in our new docu-series, If You Know Your History. Our journey begins with the human torpedo, the story of Jimmy McGrory, then the Green and White dynasty, delving into the mastermind Jock Stein and Celtic's dominance during the 9-in-a-row era. We culminate with the centennials, revisiting the emotion and triumph of our centenary season. Hear directly from the legends themselves, Tommy Callaghan, Peter Grant and Frank McAvenny, sharing their first-hand experiences of these golden years. If You Know Your History isn't just a look back, it's a celebration of what makes Celtic, Celtic. Subscribe to Celtic TV today and watch now.
There's one of those legends right there. I'm sure James Forrest, Peter, wouldn't mind me calling him a Celtic legend. He's probably a reluctant Celtic legend. He doesn't like the limelight, but he has scored so many crucial goals for Celtic in his 14 years that sitting here watching James Forrest score goals now, it just gives you confidence that you've got wingers there that are going to shoot.
Well, it was always a big part of the game here, the white players chipping in with their goals, as we spoke about earlier. But James has done tremendously well, and he's right. The goals, the later you get in your career, he's probably appreciating it more because he knows there's not many left. It doesn't matter how many years he's got left in the respect to that. He knows it's not going to be a hell of a long time. But the biggest thing he's done, he's had an impact in every game he's come on. And I must admit, in these periods, I think he's had a bigger effect on the left-hand side. Because he's coming in the pitch, he's heads up, he can see passes, he's striking the ball exceptionally well. Even though he's done really well on the right-hand side, I believe at this stage in his career, he's in a position now that he can affect opposition. Especially the way Celtic play with the wide players coming in off the line. He does it very well. But the thing I like about him, he looks forward then. Whether it's to shoot, whether it's to cross in the box. And you can see he's a lot better finisher than people give him credit for, because Big Alec McLeish put him through that sort of central area and he scored the hat-trick. He scored 5 goals in 2 games within 5 days each other. We played Albania, I think it was, in Israel. And that was his first 5 goals. We couldn't believe for Scotland at that particular time, because we just knew he had a certain knack of scoring goals. He's added that to his game. People used to say his crossing wasn't great, but the one thing, you see the amount of goals he scores with his left foot, clean strikes as well. So that's an amazing thing to have. And he's been a big game player. And this season, coming on in Aberdeen, he made a big change in that particular match as well. And yet again, he had a big effect in last week. And that's all James has been able to do in the last few weeks, which has been tremendous.
Yeah, and perhaps even he didn't think he was maybe going to get an opportunity to contribute at such a crucial stage in a season and add more medals to his already enviable haul of Celtic silverware. Let's talk about Liam Scales, who signed a new contract, got a new 4-year deal, thanks to his performances since breaking into the side at the start of the season. He sometimes gets a bit of stick from Celtic supporters on social media. We put together this little kind of clip from his game, the game at Dens Park last week, and all right, he might not be the silkiest footballer. Some people saying if he was, you know, from Spain with a Spanish name or an Italian name, we'd be talking about what a great defender he is. But we can see how crucial he's been to Celtic at times, at both ends of the pitch.
Absolutely, I think he's had a tremendous season. Considering you think probably the day before the season was going to be starting, he was going out on loan. All these things, I think he's responding exceptionally well. Of course, he had a little bit of downtime. I thought he played really well in the European games as well. He gets the first touch on set plays. I think he should score more goals from the set plays because he always seems to get there first. I think he should score more goals from it. I've been really impressed with him, his all-round game.
Deserves his new contract?
Absolutely. And the only thing I would say to him now is I wouldn't pass it square across the back as often as he does because he's got to trust. I think he doesn't realise how good a user of the ball he is.
Right.
And I would pass forward a lot more if I was him because he can break the lines, he can hit the half diagonals, he's got that quality. But sometimes I think he takes the safety measures, and I think that's sometimes where the criticism comes from. It's not his defending, which is going to let him down at times because he's a young player playing for Celtic, and that concentration level is massive. But his distribution is a lot better when he plays forward, and I think if I was saying to him, you've got to trust yourself to use that left foot because it's very effectual, especially the way we play. And I think if he starts to do that and add that to his game, his all-round game goes up another level as well. And as I say, he's 25, 26 now. He's at a stage in his career that's still very, very young as a centre back. And I always think when he's playing with somebody with Carter Vickers, it makes him look a better player. Whoever plays along with Carter Vickers. And I think he missed that. And people realise he became the senior player when Carter Vickers was out. So he tamed that responsibility very well. So he thoroughly deserves his contract.
So he got his award of a new contract. Will Matt O'Reilly be getting the PFA Player of the Year award? He was nominated this week, the only Celtic player nominated for that. So has he been the best Celtic player this season, Peter, for you?
Yes, because I think even the goals he's had, we watched, was it St Johnstone out here, but he could have scored 4 or 5, you know, and the keeper was unbelievable that day. I think he's been tremendous. I said to you, I know a lot about Matt as a youngster, but he's such a good player, and sometimes you've played so well, all of a sudden you drop a percentage below that, people think you're not playing as well. This culmination of dinking the goalkeeper at Ibrox, that shows you the confidence he's playing with. This here is a fantastic first touch. People say it's an easy finish with 6-7 yards out, but the touch to put the ball under control and get the ball in the back of the net as quickly was tremendous. I've been really, really impressed, and I think he's only going to get better because he's got that intelligence, he understands the game, he wants to get better, and he knows what it takes to be a Celtic player. Whether we've got him here in the long run, I don't know. But he's definitely enjoyed his time at Celtic Park. He's been a massive player for us at Celtic Park, and long may that continue at least to the end of the season.
He's up against Lauren Shankland and Jack Butland and James Tavernier for that PFA Player of the Year award. All right, let's hear from Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers, who's been speaking to John Ledwith.
Brendan, I'll start with team news today. It seems like good news all round. Dyson returns to the squad, captain Callum McGregor takes his place, and was there ever any doubt that James Forrest had earned his starting berth today after last week's display?
No, I think James, we know we get the consistency of his performance, so he certainly has merited the start, and it's just nice to have virtually a squad all back and available.
And there's a sense of anticipation among the fans. We're getting to that real business end of the season. Can that enthusiasm and energy inspire the players on the pitch just that extra little bit?
Well, there's no doubt. I think the supporters give a huge boost to the players, but I also think there'll be moments where that patience is needed as well. But make no doubts about it, the players are really motivated, full of energy to go and perform and perform well for the supporters.
Hearts have tasted success at Celtic Park and they've had a good season. I'm sure that doesn't need or be required to inspire a squad, but does it make your task a little easier when it comes to team talks that it's so vital today that you win the match?
No, I think we know that anyway. You know, the you hear words like revenge and all that sort of stuff involved in football, but it's not the case. We're too smart a group for that. We just didn't perform, but we didn't get bogged down on the two performances. I think it's, our first performance away at Tynecastle was excellent. That shows what we can do. So the two performances for various reasons we weren't able to get a victory from, but this is different. Here today we've got 4 games to go in the league, and we know we can't afford any mistakes, and 3 out of the 4 games at home, so we want to capitalise on that.
And aside from ability and fitness, how big a part does mentality play now?
Well, it's massive. It'll be 80% of this part of the season. The physicality, the players in the main are in a good place. So it's now all about that belief and that spirit to go and attack the game, and then when you defend, just be nice and comfortable and stay calm. So these are the messages that we reiterate to the players at this stage of the season.
Good luck, Brendan.
Cheers, thank you. Thanks. Good man. Cheers.
For me, it's probably made me a bigger person. It made me have an understanding of what it was to try and run a dressing room, to try and be that leader, be responsible in the park, but also to drive standards daily, and that goes from training into games and off the field as well.
You have to try and lead by example, and I always say it, you've got to try and win trophies here. That's the honour that it gives you.
And they're queuing up here! It's another one for
Stay true to yourself, be yourself. Don't feel you need to change, don't feel as if you need to go look for problems. Problems will come to your door, absolutely.
As soon as I went over that line, my job was to win this club football games, to make sure we go and win trophies. I wanted to win trophies as much as anybody else did.
Some great exclusive content this season on Celtic TV. Make sure you go and check it all out. How do you fancy winning £10,000 in today's Paradise Windfall? Well, you can, as long as you get yourself a ticket via the Celtic Pools app. It's in association with Laurie Ross. The ticket will cost you £2. The jackpot is £10,000, but you've got to be at least 18 years of age and be inside the UK or Ireland to take part. Please visit begambleaware.org. All right, let's go back into the tunnel area where we can now hear from Celtic midfielder Matt O'Reilly.
Matt, before I turn to the game, congratulations again. Your peers in Scottish football have nominated you for a Player of the Year award, but is it a cliche to say that what's most important for all players is the team on the pitch?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's something that's definitely at the back of my mind today. It's not necessary to think about. Yeah, one job to do today.
And how do you go about that job today? It's been difficult against Hearts this season. I'm sure you're expecting another tough game. What's going to be the key to winning this one?
Just starting with real intensity, I think, and maintaining that through the 90 minutes. I think if we play to the level that we can play, especially our counter press and then speed with the ball, then it should be fine.
And how big a part do the fans play in that intensity? A sense that they're coming here today expecting a big occasion?
Yeah, it is a big occasion. I mean, every game's very important now, obviously. And yeah, we need them behind us. We'll do our very best for them like we always do and look forward to it.
Best of luck, Matt.
Thank you.
The final say in this one. Nice threaded ball through to Adam Ida. Goes for goal and he scores! What a goal for Celtic! Just as Rangers felt that they had the upper hand in this one, Adam Ida received the pass inside his box and drove a low shot under the body of Jack Butland.
Takes the ball away from Taylor, stabs it towards Hatate inside the box. Hatate! One touch! And he strikes it into the top corner. It's Gallagher. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Gallagher to Flint. And she's rounded the goalkeeper. This is fantastic. It's a fantastic 4 for Celtic. Arthur Vickers. Now some space for
Forrest. Alistair Johnson, will he cut it back? He will. It's a great chance for Matt O'Reilly to find the top corner and to put Celtic back in front.
Ashworth Clifford, what can she do? She crosses the ball in, it's deep. Oh, and it's gone in! Off the inside of the post. Ashworth Clifford opens the scoring for Celtic.
Atati, edge of the area, Kyogo, what a shot, what a goal for Celtic! Right on the half-hour mark. It was an unbelievable strike from James Forrest.
To vote for your favourite goal and be in with a chance of winning a signed Celtic shirt, go to celticfc.com/GOTM and register your details. Good luck.
Yeah, pick your winner from that, and if your suggestion concurs with this man's here, then you could be in with a chance of winning a signed Celtic top. Just looking back on that interview with Brendan Rodgers earlier that John Ledwith did, and he asked him about mentality, and the manager says, yeah, that'll be 80% of it just now. He mentioned mentality, belief and spirit.
Always, never changes here, but that's the mentality you've got to have every week to play here. And that's what we say, there is no such thing about the Rangers game next week. It's all about Hearts today. That's the most important thing, and it's having that focus. And that's the thing that Brendan will be reiterating to the players. Forget Rangers and the games down the line. Celtic Park is all about wiping one off, next one, next game, and doing that. They've got to go out here and perform well, and it's good to see you've got to be on the front foot. Matt Riley's talking about play on the front foot, be positive, and we didn't do that the last game here against Hearts, and Hearts made it very tough for us. So hopefully we've learned from that. We know it's a massive game, not just for ourselves. Put the pressure on Rangers tomorrow, yes, if you win, but it's all about us. We're in the pole position, and that is the biggest thing more than anything else. You always want to keep yourself in pole position, and that's exactly what you do with a victory today, and I've absolutely no doubt that the boys have been out there to try and do that.
And Matt O'Reilly spoke about intensity in the opening stages. How important is that, bearing in mind that Hearts are coming into this game knowing they've already won at Celtic Park this season? Celtic will want to get the fans excited early on.
Well, the big thing for me was, don't give as many set plays away, because it was 2 set plays Hearts scored against us, even though we didn't play particularly well on the day. It was 2 set plays that did. Stephen Naismith will be saying the same again. They've got the pace of Vargas, you've got a goal scorer in Shankland, you know that. So we've got to keep the ball on the pitch, move them quickly, don't let them get set. That's the biggest thing for me. Always when you come to Celtic Park, teams want to be set and hopefully break you or wait on set plays. That's why we've got to play quick. I would get it to the 2 wide players as quickly as we possibly could, because they're isolated out there because they play with wing backs, if that's what they do today. And I think that's the areas we can hurt them, because we know we've got guys that can hurt them. It's on the pitch, but we know we've also got guys on the bench that can come on and affect it as well, which is a big difference also since the change in the last few weeks.
Pitch is looking in great condition. The supporters are packed in there, tens of thousands. John spoke about it being a big occasion. It's a huge occasion. I know the players don't think about the results in the context of the league, but in the confines of this studio at this stage, Peter, how massive a result would this be if Celtic were to get the 3 points? Is this one of the key results that Celtic need to motivate them and to spring them towards that championship?
I think there's absolutely no doubt in that, because the big thing is not only getting the result today. Rangers don't play till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that is a massive thing, because if you win today, all of a sudden there's an extra pressure comes for their supporters, because they know they have to win, really. So our concentration, that's why Brendan's right, we have to do our job. Every week we have to do our job between now and the end of the season, because you never know what gives. And we've got to make sure we're in pole position. We've battled back to do that, because people talk about the 7 points we were in front. Yeah, but then all of a sudden we were 5 points behind, and we've managed to get back 3 points in front. So you've got to, you can't question these boys' mentality, because the bottom line is they've done it without players being fully fit.
Yeah.
You know, guys coming back, the Callum McGregors, big influential players, Rio Hatate, they're back now. So God willing, that takes us over the line, and hopefully that can start today with getting the performance and result today.
Kevin Clancy's the man in the middle. Callum McGregor's got the armband, leading the Celtic team out onto the hallowed Paradise turf. Let's go high up into the commentary gantry, where we can throw to Paul Cuddihy and Simon Donnelly.
4 games remaining, 3 points ahead at the top of the table, and Celtic this afternoon the chance to extend that lead to go 6 points clear at the top of the table with a victory over Hearts here at Celtic Park. Brendan Rodgers yesterday in his press conference spoke about scoreboard pressure, and he'll certainly be wanting his team to put that onto Celtic's rivals this afternoon with the 3 points against a side, one of only 2 sides who domestically have beaten Celtic, the other one being Kilmarnock. But Celtic, of course, have also recorded a victory over Hearts, a 4-1 victory at Tynecastle. And Celtic, an unchanged side from the team that won at Dens Park last weekend. A first start for James Forrest here at Celtic Park since the beginning of November, and a 2-1 victory over St Mirren. 3 goals in his last 2 games for the experienced winger. You wouldn't bet against him scoring this afternoon again against a Hearts side who are also unchanged. They drew 0-0 at Rugby Park last weekend, a result which confirmed them in 3rd place and group stage football guaranteed for Stephen Naismith's side as well. But of course, it's all about Celtic this afternoon. They will be keeping an eye on the number 9 for Hearts, of course, the captain Lawrence Shankland. 28 league goals, 3 of which have come against Celtic this season. One of 4 players nominated for the PFA Scotland Player of the Year. Matt O'Reilly obviously alongside him as one of the 4 nominees. The Celtic players in the huddle as the echoes of "You'll Never Walk Alone" reverberate around Paradise. Callum McGregor, those last few moments of inspiration for the side. And the inspiration from the Celtic support. The 12th man, a packed Paradise, a sellout crowd. 4 league games remaining, 3 of them at Celtic Park, of course, and it's all about this afternoon, the green and white hoops against the maroon of Hearts. First play, 3rd, it's Kevin Clancy, the referee, just checks